I think you are one of the biggest morons on the planet. How could you vote for her when the big banks are behind her, the corrupt elements of Wall Street, foreign governments, the communist Chinese, 12 different Gulf states? I mean, can you imagine if Donald Trump was financed by Gulf states, 20% of his campaign, that literally chop homosexuals' heads off? How fast that little Bernie fad blow over dodos. Got conned by the old con man, never worked a day in his life. Fix was in on you the whole time. And now he says Hillary represents everything that's wonderful and good. Matt Damon called for, in fact, can we get the video? There's video of this. Matt Damon called for a ban on guns in, quote, one fell swoop. You ever thought about what'll happen? I think he probably has. They've gone from saying, we don't want your guns, just let us register them, to, yeah, we're going to take all your guns. We got camps ready. We're ready for a war with you. Matt Damon called for a ban on guns in one fell swoop while promoting his newborn film in Australia. No irony, just running around machine gunning and killing the whole time. The 45-year-old actor also said he admired the way Australia passed tighter gun laws. Just 12 days after the 96 Port Arthur massacre, that was staged. Total hypocrite. Oh, but don't worry, Lena Dunham, whoever she is, just look at the self-importance on her face for your TV viewer, calls for altering of gun-toting Jason Bourne subway ads. How about we stick stickers on there saying, hypocrite, I'm protected by bodyguards, Infowars.com. How about some of our listeners go do that? Get aggressive with these people. Oh, no, they're putting flowers in his hands instead of a gun. Because the image of a human defending themselves is evil. No, these are tyrants conquering us, and they want to make that idea in your psyche anathema. They want you domesticated. It'd be like breeding legless, eyeless, toothless gerbils to feed to a boa constrictor. Now, a boa wants a little bit of struggle. So does a cat before it eats something. But, you know, not these globalists. They want you, well, they want you to have eyes, though, so you can be horrified when they metaphysically suck you dry. So I guess no arms, no legs, no teeth. And you're just like, ooh. And then here comes one of these, domestication vampires, or she's more of a Renfield handler. And she's like, just turn those in. We're going to take real good care of you, Cupcake. Matt Damon talks gun control ahead of Bourne release. Matt Damon. Meanwhile, it's all part of a world government UN plan created by our own government and the robber barons to disarm our nation finally and have us under a one world government, ending with the citizens and the police being disarmed. Only special UN tactical units in every area. This is the official plan will allow to have guns. And now it's all over the news on Infowars.com, Black Lives Matter, saying there's a new Black Lives Matter support group of white people that says disarm the police now. You know, I didn't want to militarize the police. I knew they were cooking up the Civil War America scenario. I tried to stop all that. But now that they've brought the drug cartels in, now that they've engaged in all this, it's like the one of the leaders of in West Texas was it was the county judge, the head of the county city council. Yeah, he came out a few years ago and said, we need armored vehicles to fight Obama when he comes and confiscates the guns. Was that Lubbock? So we've got all that unfolding. But I want to take your phone calls right through to the end of the next hour, starting in the next segment, 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. If you're a Bernie supporter, and I'm screening your calls here on air, which means I'm going to get a little angry if it's a joke or a side issue. I mean, I really want to hear from Bernie supporters. There's two different topics, okay? I usually have the open, most free-for-all show you can imagine, but I sometimes want to actually hear from you on a certain topic. And what do you think of the leak that is supposedly Mike Pence? And it looks like it's leaking out of Fox News because they already have interviews with him scheduled tomorrow, to Roll Call and to a bunch of other places there at the Hill. So what do you think about that if it's true? I'm glad it's not Newt Gingrich. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. But, hey, do I get another apology from the thousands of publications that said I was insane and I believe there's a plan to get our guns when it's all on paper? And I have all these senators saying it on video and Handgun Control Incorporated saying it doesn't matter what Mr. Jones does with his rallies. We have your children in the public schools and we are indoctrinating them and we will get your guns. That's what the head of the Violence Policy Center, a.k.a. Handgun Control Incorporated, said in the front page of the Metro and State in 2000 when I caught bribery down at the Capitol and blew a bunch of their bills sky high. I caught it on video by the grace of God. And that's why we're going to bring them down, because they're a bunch of arrogant scum, and we're going to keep catching them. But he actually said, we got your kids. We got your kids. We got your kids. And the reason they got our kids is we put them in these systems and these day camps and these systems. We pay for these worthless college degrees to turn out a bunch of brain-damaged idiots. Now let's go out to break with Matt Damon. Matt Damon, here he is.
And gun control, for example, how much do you think that's a debate that's coming up? It's really just...
You know, it's you guys did it here in one fell swoop, and I wish that could happen in my country, but it's not. It's such a personal issue for people that we cannot talk about it sensibly. Mm-hmm. We just can't.
Sensible.
People get so emotional, and so that...
that's enough. That's enough. Shut him up. I'm going to play him later. One fell swoop, New York Times, Rolling Stone, time to repeal it, LA Times, time to repeal, the White House, all admitting that's their plan, but we're crazy. We're just not being reasonable. Because we just want a big shadow government to have all the weapons. That's a great idea. Don't forget, I've barely been plugging this, but man, this is the last day to get upwards of up to 40% off on all the storable foods at InfoWarsStore.com. Super high quality. You need to get prepared. You need to be independent. And 10% off on all the nutraceuticals across the board, and 25% off DNA Force, the ultimate nutraceutical. It really is the most powerful formula for detoxifying the cells, nerve growth, regeneration. This is it. This is it. Rasmussen has him 7 points ahead. He's way ahead now in more and more battleground states. And his lead on Hillary is only growing. Especially after the FBI let her go scot-free. That really even woke up a lot of liberals. And look, when I was growing up, or even in college, I was, quote, conservative on guns and things, but I'm attracted to what you call classical liberal society, art, literature, openness, cultural freedom. I know there are real liberals out there, but they have been inducted into a cult that tells them what type of language to use, to be guilty, to like live in a cult. It's classic cult programming. And it's intensifying. And I just want to ask Bernie Sanders supporters, how could you not vote for Trump? He's way more populist. The whole power structure hates him. You know all that racist stuff is just used as a political weapon. But do you really just want to feel like you're behind a winner? Can you admit you've been lied to? I mean, if Trump did 1/10 of what Hillary was doing, I wouldn't support him. I mean, Hillary stole at least 10 states. He should be the nominee. Just for the integrity of our elections. But you know, you want to be domesticated. You want to be taken care of. And the biggest chumps out there are always collectivists. So I guess you're just acting like you historically are supposed to. We're going to go to Michael, and then James, and Dustin, and Robert, and others. The toll-free number is 800-259-9231. I'm going to go bam, bam, bam next hour. I'm going to call her in just a moment. Please don't forget, and by the way, this is a scare tactic. I personally am getting more storable food, medical supplies. I'm getting my firearms in order. I'm getting, you name it. I'm getting prepared because we've gone from a possibility of collapse to a probability to a near certainty. It's already happening all over the world. The Chinese president orders People's Liberation Army to prepare for combat war with the U.S. Putin's warning the West. Our government's bringing in massive numbers of jihadis into the nation. They're trying to kick off a civil war. They're trying to kick off civil unrest. The elites are stockpiling food and going to armored redoubts. You need to get storable food. Patriots need to be prepared. You need to plant a garden. You need to know how to use a firearm. And you need high-quality food that's fresh, lasts 25 years, and is the best deal out there. That's why it's our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. And I just said, hey, I just want to private label your entire food line. I'll sell your food right next to it at an InfoWars store at the lowest price. The only way I could go lower was to private label it. That's how you usually get 10% even below their lowest prices, and then they're the best. Well, now you get 40% off on a wide spectrum of their food and at least 20%. You cannot beat these deals. They end today. I've extended it. It's supposed to be a 3-day sale. It's been almost 2 weeks. A lot of the stuff that was on sale, we can't do that anymore because it's either sold out or I can't violate contracts with suppliers. So InfoWarsStore.com, and it's helping fund the operation. People are responding because you can see the writing on the wall. I mean, let's just hope we don't need to use this. Let's just hope you can give it to charity or, use it when you're camping or whatever down the road. But whether it's a month supply or 6 months or a year, they got specialty diets. It is upwards of, some of it is 40%, but 20 to 40% off depending on what you order. InfoWarsLife.com is where you can get DNA Force 25% off. We hardly ever do that. It is such an amazing nutraceutical, research DNA Force. But 10% off on all the nutraceuticals, and then that ends tonight. The DNA Force we're going to extend through part of next week, unless we sell out, which it looks like we might actually do it by Tuesday at current sales rates. It's just so expensive to produce. I just never make enough of it, and it's hard to source. So I never get over that hump where I've got enough to be sure I can make enough, because then I can't. People that run businesses know how it is, and that's how we fund this InfoWar, is a business model. But our business is defeating the globalists. We're having some success, but we're going to come back in 70 seconds, go directly to your phone call. Stay with us, third hour.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications
Mike Pence,
Radio
too.
Network.
All right, we're going to go to Michael in Florida, a Bernie supporter. James in Texas is a Bernie Sanders supporter. Dustin, let's talk about the VIP leak, which is a big deal. And this is a leak. This is a leak. Trump had a whole plan to roll this out tomorrow. And this is RNC suicide crap. The word is, this is out of Fox News. That's not from Roger, but I concurred with him on it. Or we talked to him. We'll stop there. To the Hill. And this is so they can steal the thunder and not let Trump roll it out. But we'll see. But I'm digressing. We're going to also go to Robert in California and Jonathan and others. But right now, let's go to Michael in Florida, Bernie supporter. So are you going to support Trump or are you going to support Hillary?
I'm going to support Hillary.
Okay. Can you tell us why?
Oh, yeah, because Donald Trump wants to torture terrorists, right? Well, here in Clay County, Florida, what the cops did, they maced somebody, Daniel Linsenbigler, and they put a bag over his head and strapped him in a chair until he died, and nobody was held accountable. And that's a violation of our Eighth Amendment rights. There's no cruel or unusual punishment, and we might as well not even have a jury if they can just take innocent Americans, say they're defiant, mace them, put a bag over their head, strap them in a chair until they die.
Well, let me talk now. Let me talk. You said that twice now. I think this is a very cogent argument against Donald Trump you brought up, and is one of the only ones that is, I think, of serious concern. Now, you've welded it in to local police, and I actually know about that case. Some of these restraint chairs, a bag over the head, people suffocating. Yeah, that looks like very sadistic, crazy behavior, and sometimes really bad sadists get off, and it's wrong. The issue is, statistically, though, it's very rare. I'm not defending it. And the globalists that are literally the equivalent of, just the Black Plague, the end of the world type stuff. I don't use the space alien analogy because people think I'm too serious about that, but they're out to get us, okay? That's the big mass number. That's what's going on. And they divert us with all this. And so Hillary and Bernie pay lip service to this Black Lives Matter thing. that is a concern about police